Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mowunmi and this is Ini Sports. I talk about books, life experiences, share from the world and also do some movie reviews. And if it's your first time here, you're welcome. You're welcome to this community, right? Where we'll bring all the edifying content to you. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you for always coming back. Why? I've not seen your comments down below. You want to say something today, right? So today I'm talking about the movie titled Overcomer. Very interesting movie. I mean, Overcomer. It's about a coach. It's actually majorly on the Coach John Harrison, right? Who coaches the children football in a school. And from the beginning of the movie, we saw how there was the news that a major plant manufacturing company was shutting down, meaning that a lot of parents will be out of jobs, and then that forced most of them to move out of that community. And of course, most of these people are also the children that Coach Harrison coaches, and that really hit him bad. Like he was left with no team, and that can be very bad for your career because when there is competition, you don't have a team, and that really got him hard. However, I feel like so later on during the course of the movie, right, there was the game that his school needed to be represented at, and you know he had just one person who showed interest in the game, and that was Hannah. Anna happened to be like an asthmatic patient. So it was supposed to be like a running game. So I wonder how would that like an asthmatic patient cope. So that also like was very bad. Like he wasn't also happy about that. So that made like two in a row. And at the end of the day, Anna won the game for the school. But here are the lessons from the movie that I feel like it's quite worthy of note. Say the how Coach John Harrison received the news. He actually loves God, right? And he happens to be like a Christian, but I feel like so, and of course he also teaches, right? He teaches like history in that same school aside from coaching. But it seems like coaching football actually defined him, like, and I feel like that should not be. Say if you lose your job, I know that there will be some financial implications as a family man, even as a single person, individual adult, you need the money from the job. However, if you lose your job, it shouldn't like it was almost like it's not like he didn't lose his job entirely. He just could not coach for that season, and that was almost like that was what all his life was about. That was how I saw it, and I feel like we should not allow it get to the extent that whatever job we are doing or whatever hobby we like, or say any activity we love to engage in, now becomes like what defines us. And if it's not there, we are not just fine, we are not okay. I feel like it shouldn't define who you are. Like, do not let anything at all, say you're not even your marriage, right? Not even anything should define who you are, right? That's why they would say to new moms that always take time to take a walk, try to think, receive fresh air and all those things, because you can actually lose yourself in the middle of catering for the home, for the baby, and also for the family at large, right? So that was one. Then secondly, there was the new game, and it was just one person that showed interest, and the person has the person is an asthmatic patient, and it's actually like a running game. Are you supposed to cope with asthma, right? But the wife of Coach Harrison, I mean Harrison, happens to be like a very supportive person all through, even from when he received the news down to when there was a new game they needed to be represented, and down to the during practices. Like she literally follow her husband to practice, with just one person representing them, coaching just one person. She'll be there sitting, participating, sharing the man up. Even there was a time that the man was not really doing well, like he wasn't taking that season of his life for your hand. We saw how the wife took blames, like kind of, something was wrong, and she just went to meet the husband, and she was like, okay, so she feels like there's something she could have done better to ease this whole process. And the man was like, what are you saying, like, so I feel like that's a very beautiful thing. Like when your spouse is down, you should always be willing to put everything else aside, right, to be there for him, to be there for her, because um it's only two people that can make like a good marriage, right? If the other person is not happy, you can't be all at about, jumping. You have to be there spiritually, be there emotionally, in fact financially. So there's a way money can elevate a person's spirit. No matter how much money you have, like give more, like give to your spouse. It also elevates their spirit. Also, I also feel like Anna's tenacity to win, to keep up, with the practice, even after many losing, like after she had lose, like all through the first few phases of the game, right? She would always like count like second to the last, second to the last, like the third person after the second to the last. She kept practicing, and even with her asthma, she was always with her inhaler running, and then when she's going out of breath, she will use her inhaler running, and to the end she won. So that boils down to, like, I would like to kind of relate this to the conversation I had with a friend yesterday. I was trying to narrate how my 2022 went. Like, I was literally going from hospital back home, hospital. There were days that most of the time my appointment date was always Monday, and so I would leave church, and it's in another state here in Nigeria, another state like away from the state where I live. So I literally have to like travel immediately after service on Sunday, like after everybody are going home, to enjoy their chicken on Sunday, enjoy whatever and stay with family. I would be packing things, leaving, traveling to the state where the hospital is. And I felt like that really took my joy, like throughout last year. It also stopped me from exploring. I turned down some opportunities. It's like it was almost like the sickness almost defined me at that point of my life. And but when December came, I just told myself, oh, Mom, you're over this. Like, I literally had to, with the help of God also. I just got to a point in my life that I said I wasn't, whether or not this goes, whatever I am actually living now, I'm not going to allow this to stop me from living and enjoying my life to the fullest. Like, the sickness just took away my attention to every other things in my life, and I feel like sickness or medical issues can just be like that. But I love the fact that Anna in the movie did not allow her sickness, her medical state to define her. She didn't allow it to stop her. She actually came first at the end of the game with the help of her father sharing from the hospital, instructing her. I feel like that's like quite commendable. It's something that actually a movie you want to see. Lastly, grandma's forgiveness. Like, I also love the flexibility of all the characters in the movie to the move and instructions leading from God, right? Most of them were all hurting in the movie. They were hurting, some hurt at one point or the other in their life, but they didn't allow the hurt to take away their attention from it. They were still willing to be led by God, even, and they were willing to accept if God says forgive. They were ready to do. They just wanted to do something that will be pleasing to God. And I love that too. Like, we should all be flexible to the leading of the Holy Spirit. No matter how much we are hurting, we should allow the Holy Spirit to heal our hearts, and also be able to extend love to people that have hurt us, right? And lastly, the principal in the movie, like that is like Priscilla Shira. Priscilla Shira is like a preacher, a popular preacher, and she played the role of the principal. And it's amazing how she was able to introduce Jesus to the girl Hannah. Hannah didn't know anything about religion or spiritual life, but the principal was able to help her without really forcing her, but she introduced her to something that can help her bring forward. Overcomer is the movie you want to see. Until I come up, have you seen the movie? You want to drop a comment on how it blessed you. Those are the lessons I learned from the movie. You also want to share yours in the comment section. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I come up again, keep reading, watching, listening to LD content, and bye.